Alright, in this problem we're asked to state the zero product's property, then use it to solve this polynomial equation, 2x squared plus 17x plus 21 equals 0. So let's first go over what the zero product property is. It tells us that if we're given something like a times b equals 0, then either a or b equals 0. Another example would be if we had x plus 5 times x minus 3 equals 0, then either x plus 5 equals 0 or x minus 3 equals 0. So if two terms are multiplied together to equal 0, either one term or the other term must equal 0. So now that we know that basic idea, it's going to help us solve this polynomial equation. You might hear your teacher, your assignment, whatever, say quadratic equation. It is a quadratic equation, but it also is a polynomial equation as well. Quadratic equation is just specified to, it's taken to the second degree, and this is actually taken to the second degree as well, or this particular equation is taken to the second degree, but polynomial equations can go to third degrees, fourth degrees, etc. So, to solve this, we're going to first factor the left side, and you should be familiar with factoring. When you're, to be able to solve a problem like this, you need to be able to factor. So factoring, not only just factoring with a lead coefficient, or a coefficient of 2 in this case. So 2x squared, how can we get 2x squared? Well, it's obviously 2x times 2x. 2x times x. 2x times x is 2x squared. Now, we're looking at the factors of our constant term, or our 21. And those are going to go in the second position of each binomial. 21 factors as 21 times 1, or 1 times 21. And it also factors as 7 times 3, and 3 times 7. Now, I switched the order of the factors because since our leading coefficient is not 1, it's going to create a different setup. So either pretend 21 and 1 were our factors, 2x plus 21 times x plus 1 is very different from 2x plus 1 times x plus 21. So that's why you have to switch the factors. So when you're factoring this trinomial, you always, or I shouldn't say always, most of the time you're going to go for your factors. Sorry about that. Most of the time you're going to go for your factors that are less extreme. Less extreme meaning a little closer together. So 7 and 3 look like a pretty good idea to go for first. So let's try it. Do 7 and 3 work? Well, 2x plus 7 times x plus 3. Now, to see if this is our factored trinomial, just take the product of the outer plus the product of the inner. The product of the outer is 6x, the product of the inner is 7x. Does 7x plus 6x equals 13x? It does not. So we're just going to switch the order of our factors now. So instead of 7 times 3, we're going to do positive 3 and positive 7. Does the product of the outer terms plus the product of the inner terms equals our original trinomial? 2x times 7 is 14x, 3 times x is 3x. Does 14x plus 3x equal 17x? Yes, it does. So that is going to be our factored trinomial, and we're going to set it equal to 0. Now remember, the zero product property says if two terms are multiplied together to give a 0, either one term, so that's 2x plus 3, or the other term must equal 0. So I'm actually going to fix that. Hold on. 2x plus 3 equals 0, or x plus 7 equals 0. Now just solve for x in each equation. On the first equation, we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. We're going to get 2x equals negative 3. Now just divide both sides by 2, and we get x equals negative 3/2. For our second equation, just subtract 7 from both sides to isolate that x, and we get x equals negative 7. So x equals negative 3/2, or x equals negative 7. And we can write our answer in set notation. Negative 3/2, negative 7. And that is our final answer.